The Marvel Universe is filled with legendary heroes, but none are more iconic than the Avengers and the X-Men. Each faction stands as a pillar of hope, fighting for the future of Earth. But when a cosmic entity of unimaginable power sets its sights on our world, the two teams are drawn into an all-out war. The Phoenix Force, a cosmic entity of destruction and rebirth, is on a direct path to Earth. Its arrival signals either the dawn of a new age or the end of all life. As the fiery bird blazes across the galaxy, it consumes planets in its path. Nova, a young hero named Sam Alexander, tries desperately to warn anyone who will listen. He confronts Terrax, only to watch helplessly as the Phoenix annihilates Terrax's planet. With the Phoenix Force rapidly approaching, Nova races to Earth, knowing a catastrophic clash is inevitable. On Earth, the Avengers are gathered at their headquarters when a bright object suddenly crashes into New York City. The team springs into action and discovers that it's Nova, barely conscious and muttering a single phrase. It's coming. He warns the Avengers of the Phoenix Force's destructive path, setting the stage for a cosmic-level crisis. Meanwhile, on the X-Men's island sanctuary of Utopia, Cyclops is training Hope Summers, the so-called mutant messiah. Ever since the mutant race was decimated by the Scarlet Witch's spell, Hope has been seen as the key to the mutant kind's survival. Cyclops believes that Hope is destined to become the next host for the Phoenix, and with its power, she could reignite the mutant population. But not everyone sees it that way. The Avengers view the Phoenix Force as a harbinger of death. Captain America decides they can't take any chances and prepares to take Hope into custody, believing that only by controlling her can they save the world. Captain America and a team of Avengers arrive on Utopia, demanding that Hope be handed over. Cyclops, determined to protect his people's last hope, refuses. The tension reaches a boiling point, and in a flash, fists fly. The Avengers and X-Men are now at war. The conflict spills out across the globe. From Wakanda to the Savage Land and even Latveria, the world becomes a battlefield. In the chaos, Wolverine, torn between his allegiance to the X-Men and his membership in the Avengers, decides to take matters into his own hands. He tracks down Hope, ready to end her life if she loses control. But when he confronts her, Hope taps into the Phoenix's power, burning Wolverine severely and escaping his grasp. The X-Men fake a surrender on Utopia, only to teleport away to various locations, leaving the Avengers scrambling. As each side takes strategic positions, it becomes a worldwide hunt for Hope Summers. With the Phoenix Force drawing ever closer, the Avengers launch a desperate mission into space to intercept it. Led by Thor, they attempt to delay or divert Phoenix. Even the Kree, sensing the Phoenix's arrival, deploy their forces. But all efforts are futile. The Phoenix Force is unstoppable. It brushes aside Thor's might and shatters the Kree defenses like they're nothing. Back on Earth, Hope decides to flee to the one place where she might stand a chance of surviving: the moon. With Wolverine's reluctant help, she sneaks aboard an AIM spacecraft. Captain America, suspicious of Wolverine's motives, follows him with a team of Avengers. But they're not alone. Cyclops, Emma Frost, Namor, Colossus, and Magik also arrive on the moon, having read Cap's thoughts through Emma's telepathy. The moon becomes the stage for a final showdown. The Phoenix Force crashes down in a blinding flare of cosmic fire. Hope's powers flare uncontrollably as she starts to merge with the entity. In desperation, she begs Wolverine to kill her, but Cyclops intervenes, still believing that Hope is the key to mutant salvation. Iron Man, having prepared a special Phoenix killer suit, makes his move. He fires a massive energy blast at the Phoenix, but instead of destroying it, the Force shatters into 5 pieces. The fragments possess Cyclops, Emma Frost, Namor, Colossus, and Magik. Now they are the Phoenix Five, each wielding a portion of the entity's limitless power. At first, the Phoenix Five set about creating a utopia. They end wars and provide food, water, and energy to every corner of the globe. They transform the world into a paradise, but as they grow more powerful, the Phoenix begins to corrupt them. The Avengers, unable to match the Phoenix Five's might, turn to the only people who know what it's like to face such power: the X-Men, who are still loyal to Professor X's ideals. The world watches in awe and fear as the Phoenix Five brings peace, but at the cost of freedom. Cyclops decrees that the Avengers are now enemies of mutant kind, and any who oppose them will be crushed. One by one, the Avengers are captured, and even seasoned X-Men like Storm begins to doubt Cyclops' leadership. The first crack in the Phoenix Five's unity comes when Namor, always more aggressive, loses control. Enraged by the Scarlet Witch's interference, he attacks Wakanda, drowning the nation in a cataclysmic flood. The Avengers, led by Captain America, rally every available hero and manage to defeat Namor in a grueling battle. The Phoenix Force abandons Namor and distributes his power among the remaining four. As tensions mount, Cyclops' control slips further. He becomes increasingly hostile, turning on Emma Frost and taking her share of the Phoenix Force by force. This leaves him as the sole host of the Phoenix, and he fully succumbs to its corrupting influence, transforming into the Dark Phoenix. In a final attempt to save his former student, Professor X confronts Dark Phoenix on the ruins of Utopia. He pleads with Cyclops to release the power before it's too late. But Cyclops, consumed by the Dark Phoenix, murders his mentor in front of the X-Men and the Avengers, to the point of no return. Cyclops is now an unstoppable force of destruction. The Avengers and X-Men unite for one last desperate assault against Dark Phoenix. Heroes who were once enemies now fight side by side, but even their combined might is no match. In the end, it's Hope Summers and the Scarlet Witch who turn the tide. Using Hex magic and Hope's mastery of the Phoenix's energy, they separate the entity from Cyclops. For a moment, the Phoenix Force hovers between Hope and total chaos, but instead of succumbing, Hope controls it. She restores all the damage done to the world, repairs cities, and heals the people affected by the conflict. With the help of the Scarlet Witch, she channels a final blast of energy that dissipates the Phoenix Force completely. In the aftermath of this brutal war, Cyclops is incarcerated, and the Phoenix Force is no more. But as the dust settles, the mutant population around the world suddenly explodes. Thousands of new mutants are born, reigniting hope for the future of the species. Captain America, reflecting on everything that happened, acknowledges that the Avengers should have done more to support the mutants. Scarlet Witch channels a final blast of energy that dissipates the Phoenix Force. Determined to right the wrongs of the past, he begins to form a new team of Avengers, a team that includes both human and mutant members, to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again. The war between the Avengers and X-Men left deep scars, but it also paved the way for a new beginning, a future where heroes of all kinds, human and mutant, can stand together. The Avengers and X-Men are no longer divided but united in their mission to protect a world that hates and fears them.